Alrighty guys, well it's August 26th today and I am out in the country on a Friday afternoon and I am going to get a tree stand tucked in a cottonwood over here in this draw. There's a natural spring underneath the cottonwood and there's also a scrape already. So it's looking really good for the season, especially early season because it's been so hot. Now in this draw, it's pretty thick cover. I got a picture of a monster buck I've been after the last few years. I named him Loppy. He's got 4 on his right side and 6 on his left. On his 6 side, on the left side, his tines are a little bit shorter. I don't know if he got injured at some point in time, but I call him Loppy because he looks a little lopsided. His 4 side is pretty tall, and then his left side is a little shorter. But nonetheless, he's a good buck, Booner for sure, and pretty pumped about hunting him this year. We had an encounter with him last year, Kendra and I did, after I tagged out. We almost got him decoyed in. He was locked down with a doe probably about the 15th of November, and just a magnificent buck. So gonna slip in here, hang a new set. I don't have much room. It's just gonna be a small lock on, and I'm gonna get the heck out of here. We got a good wind today to where it's kind of gonna cover some of my noise. So gonna get that done, and in about 3 weeks we're going to start bow season, so looking forward to it. All right guys, well I got in here and unfortunately I cannot find a straight spot in this tree to hang a lock on, so I found an awesome little kind of point out here above this water hole, and I think I'm just going to put a ground blind right there overlooking the water hole. It'll be good for a north wind. Up on the hill, an old blind was made several years ago, and it's just made out of wood pallets, and I walked over there and it's overlooking this drainage, and it's going to lead that buck right to this hole. And I straightened up the post. I'm going to wire the pallets back to the posts, and I think I'm going to use that for my south wind setup. I don't want to be overly intrusive here, so I'm going to try to put this ground blind in here and just let it sit for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm just going to use that pallet blind up on the hill for a south wind. So these bucks are kind of coming west in the evening with the sun at their back, and then they're kind of getting a drink and then working their way north and east. So everything that comes through should pass through no matter what wind I have, so hopefully get an opportunity with this big dog. So I'm going to get to work. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is the afternoon of September the 14th, and I am out for the second day in a row after a buck I named Loppy. He was a no-show last night. The night before that, he was down at the water hole, and I was hoping he would do it 2 nights in a row, and unfortunately he didn't. However, I got pictures this morning at 5 a.m. of him getting a drink of water, and I feel like he's bedded very close. So I'm going to get changed. I'm going to go in and I'm going to sit. It's a breezy night. We got a little bit of kind of a front coming in. It was supposed to rain about 11 p.m. tonight, so I'm hoping that that's just enough to get him up on his feet before dark, to maybe get a drink and kind of get where he's going. So anyway, gonna get ready and head in. Alright guys, it's down to the last hour of daylight. 2 nights ago, this big buck was down here at the water at like 7:30 in the evening. It's 7:40 right now. So, I'm hoping that he daylights again here pretty quick. I've been after him for a few years. Haven't really hunted him that hard just because he's been unpredictable. He mixes it up just enough, just like big bucks do. But he seems to be a little more visible this year. I think he's like 7 or 8 years old. And I'm hoping that he's starting to let his guard down a little bit. So, just a beautiful buck. I'm going to keep after him. If it doesn't work, it's not because I didn't try, right? So, hopefully he comes into it. Boom, 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 boom. Loppy is down. Boys and girls, this just happened. Loppy ran out of some cover, headed toward the water. He circled up the hill toward me, and he was getting downwind of that water hole. He was checking the wind, put him right in my lap. I ranged him at 44. I ranged him at 44. Dialed my sight. He was getting ready to turn and head down to the water. I had to stop him. I don't think I got the shot. I think he ran out of the frame. But I don't care. I did not want to pause and turn the camera so that I could take extra time to get on him. Everything happened so stinking quick. I had to flip the camera, turn it, and turn it as he was running away, and I think we got him falling over dead. I just ran a Grim Reaper right through his boiler room. Guys, the RX-7 strikes again. Whew, baby. My goodness, guys. Muzzleloader season, Kansas, day 3 of the muzzleloader season. I'm sitting in an old wood blind that I put back up with a wire. These old pallets were laying up here the other day, but I thought I gotta get this up here because with the south wind, he's gonna be running this draw down below me. I got a picture of him this morning drinking at this water hole. He was wanting another drink tonight. I thought I better get in here tonight because I know he's got to be bedding close. Sure enough, he came out. I just sat down because I was glassing this whole bottom, didn't see anything, trying to catch a glimpse of his rack, just out here laying down or something. And he did not show himself until just this last minute. He was hauling into the water. It is 7:55. I got about, so sunset is basically right now, so I got another 30 minutes of daylight. So he's been a little more regular, and I just killed an absolute giant. Absolute giant. He's got to be in the 70s, if not bigger. A dream come true buck. Going to be a wall mount for sure. And this just happened. Literally just happened. I am so jacked up right now. Wow. All right, guys. I got to explain this to you. All right, so right down here, there's a lone tree and a water hole, and he's been hitting that thing all summer. Right over here in this thick draw cover down here is where I suspected he was bedding. It's kind of a deep ravine with a lot of leafy stuff. He came out of that, he ran across this flat right here. He came up this little swell right here. He came up to get downwind of this water hole down here. It put him 42 yards in my lap. I just ran a stinking Grim Reaper right through him. The Hoyt. Ah. All right, I'm gonna go take a look. All right, guys, check it out. That's the blind. I'm gonna head down, and I seen him tip over, so this should be pretty quick. Alrighty, guys, I got him. Boom, baby. I'll get him brought up out of here. All right, guys, look at this absolute beast. Look at the main beam length right here. So that's one thing that this guy stuck out for a lot of years. His main beam length on that left side is just absolutely awesome. And then he's got great length all the way around. His 2s and 3s on both sides are just absolutely incredible. Brow tines, awesome. Awesome. He's got 3 forward kickers down here on the front. He's not quite stripped yet. I mean, he's got most of it off, but there's still stuff hanging, which is awesome. So it's already preserved. It can stay that way. Just absolutely awesome. As you can see, the Grim Reaper double lung, the exit is pretty nasty, I'll say. Man, look at that baby. Just absolutely awesome deer. Beautiful early season cape. Just a gorgeous buck. Absolutely beautiful. Well, guys, this concludes my 2022 archery season already in Kansas. It's 3 days into the archery season, and sometimes if you get that early pattern, it's just dynamite. My two biggest bucks have been taken during this early time, and it's hard to find their bed, and it's hard to find, you know, that little short corridor of movement that they have. But when you do, it's dynamite. I mean, this dude was up. He was on his feet 30 minutes before dark, which he feels secluded back in here. It's just awesome grass with deep ditch. Just absolutely incredible. This dude is just phenomenal. He reminds me of just a really long main beam, like Texas buck, just not a ton of mass, but just awesome length everywhere. Just a gorgeous buck. So thankful. Thank you, Lord. Whew. Awesome.